What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Last Dinosaurs. Yes, indeed. How about that? Last Dinosaurs making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Star G, and this is actually Star G's prioritized request for the month of August for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Star G. Hope you enjoy the show. Star G wanted to see me react to this. It is Last Dinosaurs with a tune called Zoom. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Sync2412, okay? And the video has 410,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. A link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Last Dinosaurs, Zoom. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 soundtrack. That is the one game I just refuse to play. I will play any other type of video game. First-person shooters, RPGs, MMOs, tower defense, sports simulators, puzzle competition. You name it, I will play pretty much any video game out there except racing games. I hate racing games. Cannot stand racing games. They are no fun for me. I just do not get it. I don't get it. That one video game style I just cannot get into. So I know for a fact I have not heard this before. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
let's just get this out of the way. Is there programming in this? Absolutely there is, without question. but not as much as you might think. The only thing I've heard so far that I know for certain is programmed is the drum parts. That's it. The guitar, there is somebody playing guitar. Even the bass, there is somebody playing the bass. Keyboard parts are the hardest. I can't tell if that's programmed or not. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. There's too many inconsistencies. Like every time there's been an attack, guitar was a dead giveaway. I mean, I knew within the first, once the guitar kicked in, I knew within the first 10 seconds that was a real guitar player. I knew it. It was so obvious because the attacks were so different. The bass, it took me a little while, but when I heard the bass go to the 1 to the 5/8, doobie-doo, that I heard a difference in the attack on the 5/8 than what was happening in the ones. So I was like, that's a bass player, without question. That's not programmed. Keyboard, that's the one question mark. I'm not 100% certain about that one. I believe it is. I believe it is, but I'm not 100% sold. The drumming is the only thing that's programmed. It sounds good. I got no issue with it. Vocally, it fits. It fits. As far as the style of song, I can see. Here's the thing. I don't know about a racing game necessarily. Not a competition. I can see this more utilized like in a driving simulator. Absolutely, in a driving style game, but not in a competitive race game. Just something like I don't know if you guys remember Cruising USA. Something like that, where you're competing against yourself. You're competing against the clock. Something like that. I could see this song being utilized something like that. I don't know about an actual competitive racing game. I don't know. I think it might be a little misplaced for that. Now then again, maybe this is used in the training for the game. I'm sure the game probably has a tutorial where it teaches you the controls and how to shift and how to drift and when to brake and when to use the handbrake and stuff like that. I'm sure there's a tutorial. I'll bet you this is in that tutorial when you're not actually competing. So then again, it might just be stage music for one of the races. I have no idea. Anyway, let's keep going here. That's definitely a guitar player.
Points of view. It's time to reinvent. Don't care to what extent. Subconscious disarray. I want to look away. I'll let the shadow play. I can't tell the difference when everyone's pretending to play ball. But I can't take it anymore. I don't want to be just another fighter with a fire, nothing to inspire. In a million years when we're older, finally we can be part of history. I don't want to be just another fighter with a fire, nothing to inspire.
Are we done?
I don't want to be just another fighter with a fire, nothing to inspire. In a million years when we're older, finally we can be part of history. I don't want to be just
Yeah, about 4 minutes. That feels accurate. It does feel accurate. Okay. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about. I already said everything I wanted to say during the course of the reaction. So let me get my thoughts together. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Last Dinosaurs with Zoom. This was a request from Star G, and this was actually Star G's prioritized request for the month of August for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Star G. Hope you enjoyed the show. Okay, there's not a lot to talk about. This is very, very straight ahead, and I already said pretty much everything I needed to say during the course of the reaction. So let's get to the score, and we'll fly right through this. We'll, no pun intended, we'll race to the finish line with this one.
I've been waiting all episode to use that pun.
I know, it's terrible. Go ahead, boo me. Now listen, I absolutely deserve the booze. Go ahead, boo me. Okay, look, let's get to the score, and we'll get out of here before I embarrass myself any further. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.1. Yep, 7.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.1. What does that mean? Well, a 7.1 would translate to a really good skill rating, because overall, I think this is actually a really good song. It will also get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. So there you go, a 7.1, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, listen. There is a very specific reason why this is going up into the 7s and not in the 6s, where normally I would take a song that is like this, and I would normally put a song that sounds like this, written like this, has the kind of direction and everything. I would normally have this somewhere around the 6s, in the high 6s, like a 6.8, maybe 6.9. But I'm putting it up into the 7.1s for a very specific reason. I'm going to talk about that very specific reason at the end. First things first, programming. Was there programming in the song? Absolutely. The drumming was absolutely 100% programmed, no question about that. All you gotta do is listen for the attacks, in particular in the snare and in the kick drum. There were 0 inconsistencies. Every single snare hit had the exact same attack, the exact same amount of decay, the exact same placement, the exact same tone, the exact same volume. It was all universal across the board. Every single drum hit sounded the exact same comparatively to the rest of the drum hits throughout the rest of the song. Every kick drum hit sounded the same. Every snare hit sounded the same. Every ride hit sounded the same. Every hi-hat hit sounded the same. Every crash sounded the same. Every splash sounded the same. It all was uniform. That's all you gotta do is listen for consistency, and I guarantee you will be able to tell when it's programmed and when it's not. Now, to give you another example, let's look at the guitar playing. I knew within the first 10 seconds of listening to this, that is a real guitar player, without question. The picking was inconsistent. Now, I'm saying this in a good way. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it was dirty. What I'm saying is it sounded organic. It sounded real. Not every attack sounded the exact same. There were some differences between how much pressure, how much speed was put on the string. There's a lot of little nuances that you have to listen for, and when you hear them, you can tell beyond a shadow of a doubt that whether it's real or not. The guitar playing was 100% real. The bass playing, I had to listen for a little bit. I wasn't 100% sure, and I'm going to be honest with you, at the beginning, I was like, this sounds like programmed bass. Until we got to the part where he was playing on the roots, and he went to the 5/8. When he went to the 5/8, the attack changed. It softened up. So that tells me organic, without question. The bass playing was tight. It sounded nice. It sounded good. It was a real bassist, which I'm always in favor of. The keyboards, that's my one point of contention. I don't know. I can't tell if the keyboards were programmed or if that was a real keyboardist. Keyboards are the hardest. I'm not certain, and I'm not going to go out on a limb and say either way. Maybe they were programmed, maybe they weren't. It sounded good, and it did the job. It filled out the sound, so can't complain. Whether it was programming or whether it was a real person, whichever it was a fine job. Vocals, nothing impressive really about the vocals. They were there. They did the job they needed to do. They helped carry the song along. They did provide a melodic line, but the thing is, that melodic line could have very easily have been done by the guitar. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and sing the praises of the vocals because, in all honesty, I don't think the vocals warrant it. I think they did a fine job doing what they did. They were a welcome addition. Yeah, sure. They provided lyrics, I guess, for people who value lyrics. But honestly, you could have taken the vocals out, had a guitar do the exact same notation, and it would have been just fine. It would have made zero difference. As far as so that's how little impact the vocals had on the song. But this was a really, if you break it down to its bare essentials, looking at the song for what it is, I would say the song is a very strong, pretty good. And I would seriously put it up in the 6.8, 6.9 range. But I'm giving this a 7.1. And I did say there was a very specific reason for that. If I had not seen the screen, if I had not seen Need for Speed, if I had not known that this song was meant for a racing, and I had just a black screen, and knowing Stargy, Stargy likes to, put those video game songs in here. I would have known it was a video game song, and I would have made the assumption, I would have guessed this song is a driving game song. This song belongs in a driving simulator or a racing simulator. It absolutely has that feel and that tone and that direction of a driving style song. I don't know about racing necessarily, like in a competitive, like against other racers style, like an Indy or a NASCAR or something like that, or like Need for Speed. I don't know if I would necessarily put it in there in the context of that style of video game, but a driving game for sure. Something like where you're driving a vehicle and you're going against your own best time, or you're racing against a clock. This song would absolutely fit that motif without question. You don't hear songs that fit where it belongs that well very often. This fit like a glove. I mean, it absolutely did. The chordal progression, the changes between the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus, it all lent itself to a video game style of a driving style game. So that's why I'm bumping it up to a 7.1. The theming of the song absolutely fit the context of where it belongs in a game. To be more specific, a driving style simulator game. Not my favorite. I hate driving games, man. I really do. But I heard this, and I'm going to be honest with you, about the first 30 seconds into this song, first thing that popped in my mind was, this sounds like something off of Cruising USA. I swear. So yeah, it definitely fits without question. That's why I'm giving it the 7.1. I know people are going to be crying foul. Oh, that's an easy way out. That's a cheese way out. And you know what? You can think whatever you want. This is my channel. I can do whatever I want. And I honestly believe it deserves that kind of a bump because the theming was outstanding. So 7.1, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.1, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. B as in boy. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me But if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.